direction. Stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
Well, hello, everybody. What's cooking on this Thursday night? We are here in the offseason. I am GreenBean, and I want to say hello to Gunny right away tonight. We're doing something different. Gunny, what is cooking? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, GreenBean. Like I said before, man, you know how it is. I look forward to these. These kind of get me through the day. Thursday at the office, I'm just kind of aching and getting on my irking nerves to get on here and talk football with you and fellow Jets fans. So glad to be here as always. I'm ready to go ahead and chop it up.
That's it, man. Well, good. I'm glad to have you as a part of this thing, man. We're going to make it through this offseason. This is officially the dark days, right? This is where everything, all the lights get turned off. And people just start talking and whatever. You get a little blurb here. You get a little Aaron Rodgers at Aston Martin thing over here. It's the worst. It's the pits. So we have to stay together. We have to hang out, keep each other's, heads above water, but not for nothing. We got to keep our minds right. This is the period of time where you start thinking some crazy stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you hang out on Twitter like Gunny does, then you're gonna know it gets ugly around this time of year over there, man. I pop in every now and then. I spend 3, 4, 5 minutes, and I go, "Oh no, I can't do it. I just can't." I got into a small argument yesterday. What was it? I said about, and we'll talk about Chuck Clark and everything. I got into a discussion on Twitter just quickly. I just said something like, here we go. We get a guy never injured, comes here for a fucking week or whatever, and he's out. And I'm like, it's the worst. And it started with our entire medical staff needs to be fired. They need to be fired right now. And I'm just like, all right, I didn't want to get into a whole whether or not people should lose their jobs debate tonight. I just said, well, I don't know, the entire defense outside of a game or two from Sheldon Rankins, and they were healthy all year. So that's the first time we've seen that. Does that not count? I don't know. So they started feasting upon each other. I just backed that I was like, okay, I'm gone. I can't. Sorry, everybody. It's like throwing a rotten egg in the room and going, I can't. I'll see you later. That's how I felt.
Yeah, the Clark situation, it's rough. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we still don't know what's going on, which is kind of weird, right? Like we heard, what I'm saying, yes, there's a fear of an injury, but we really don't know what happened or even how it happened. For all we know, freaking he was going back home and he tripped on the stairs and somehow twisted his knee, and that's how it got hurt. We have no idea how it happened. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I've gotten a lot of Jets fans talking about, you know what? It's time to fire the whole freaking staff. I'm like, guys, let's just relax here for a second. I don't think we can all just sit here and blame the offensive line just getting demolished last year on our health staff. That was just an anomaly. That's one of those 1 in a million things where like it happened shockingly, but the defense, who was, by the way, tops in the NFL, were 100% healthy, right? So I think you got to go ahead and kind of like take some good with the bad. But yeah, I've got a lot of the fire them, they're trash, you know what I'm saying? Worst freaking room in football, always allowing our guys to get hurt. So it's like you said, it's the dead time of the year, right? We're all just kind of anxiously waiting. So we get to talk about and blow up all the little minor things every chance we get.
Yeah, and look, and we're going to talk about that. I'm going to bring up some charts. I have some. What sucks is I saved them, Gunny. I did. I'm like, this is a chart I'm going to reference often. And then when I brought my computer in to get the battery fixed, they took out my hard drive, and it's on me. I didn't, dude. I've been time machine in this friggin' thing for 5 years. Like my computer, you know what I mean? Like I'm backed up. For whatever reason, I moved some stuff. I didn't plug the thing back in. I let it go, and I brought my computer in to get a battery fixed. I say, like my ports. I'm like, something's up with the battery. It's just not. They're like, all right, no problem. They took out my whole hard drive, and they presented. They're like, this is essentially a brand new computer. We gave you a whole new board, and I'm like, oh, that's really great. where's my hard drive? Like, oh. I'm like, no, but where is it? Where is the stuff? Like, It's gone. So I'm like, what do you mean it's gone? Like, where did it go? Where did fucking give it to me? So long story short is, dude, I lost about 1.5 gigs of stuff that was stockpiled. Not gigs, 1.5 terabytes of stuff that was in large part GreenBean stuff. Then there was obviously some family stuff, and there was other documents, shit like that. But then it was the CoasterTour stuff. Thankfully, I have a lot of that backed up because I was pulling it out of the computer. But dude, so anyway, the charts were a part of that. So I'll try to find it throughout the show, and we'll look at our injuries, man. We'll take a look at that tonight. In addition to that, guys, we're going to talk about there is a tweet that has come out from the Carlton show stating that Bill Belichick tried to trade for Aaron Rodgers, and it's pretty sweet for Jets fans, so we'll talk about that. We also have the Chuck Clark news and the Adrian Amos signing on the heel. It was like we heard about Amos before the Clark news. Yep. So that's how fast it kind of all took place. We'll get some of your opinions, and we'll see what you guys want to talk about. Don't forget, we peruse the chat. Gunny and myself do it, and we have probably the greatest chat peruser of all time hanging out in the background right now. That is Jet Lounge Chaos himself. Jeremy is in the back right now. Watu2K will be with us later for some Jets trivia, and we're going to have ourselves a good time tonight, man. That's what we're going to do. The first thing I want to do is remind you about the sponsor of the Thursday Thick of It for what might be 2 more weeks, Gunny. I think it might end. I haven't heard a confirmation about an extension, so they know it's the offseason. They're like, we're not going to fucking pay you when nobody's watching, man. You got 5% of your viewership, buddy. We're not going to give you it. So we'll see. But for right now, Manscaped is with us. Let me do this. Hold on. Let me change the background for them. But we're going to remind you about, does this work? None of these work, Gunny. Let me see. I got to do this one. Here we go. Boom. That's better. All right. So Manscaped, you guys know and love them. The finest in men's below-the-waist grooming, everybody, from the Lawnmower 4.0. The best damn tool that was ever made for grooming the men's nether regions. It has the spotlight on it, and we all love it over here. Gunny and I have been grooming our faces with that thing for years. Well, now we don't have to because they've gone from below the waist up to the face, and they have created the absolute best damn beard trimmer that you've ever seen. It's called the Beard Hedger Pro, and I have the Beard Hedger Pro kit. It comes with beard balms and beard oils and all sorts of stuff. And the brush, I carry the wooden brush with me at work. It's the best damn thing. It's sleek. I love it. I use it all day long. Anyway, you guys can save 20% off of anything on manscaped.com. I threw the link in the top of the description for you guys, but don't forget when you get to checkout, throw that promo code GreenBean on there, and they will take 20% off of your entire bill, and you will receive free international shipping. I can't think of a better deal out there, Gunny. I really can't. This is the best.
If you're telling me the code is going to expire, I'm going to go ahead and buy me another one just because I like to have a fresh one laying around. I guess I'll jump on that like sooner than later in case they take that code away.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that when I said it. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But I haven't had confirmation of the continuation. Usually by now I do. So it's been, 7 months? 7 months with Manscaped. So it's been great. I still love them. I'm going to be, look, I use Manscaped no matter how you slice it. Even if they didn't sponsor the show, I would be using Manscaped. That's how great the products truly are. But guys, go ahead and use your promo code GreenBean. Save 20%. Get free shipping no matter where you live on the planet. And I will thank Manscaped for sponsoring this week's Thursday Thick of It. I want to take a second and I want to say hello to some people in the chat here, Gunny. I stopped doing that for a while. It got too crazy, but we're a little bit mellow tonight.
Yes,
so we have, we got Jay-Z starting us off. Cy Thompson's in the house. Alien Face is back. Says he loves Aaron Rodgers even more now. Dude, I know. We're going to talk about it, Alien Face. I feel the same way. Cahill's in the house. Jets Forever dropping the green heart. There he is. What's up, Jets Forever? Ryder and Talon's Pa is here. What's on the menu tonight? You got to ask Jeremy. You know he's eating something. K Yeti's here. Jet Up. That's right. We got Gunny back. Right on, man. He's here. He's right there. Hank is here. Harlan Abraham is in the house. It's good to see you. The gunnery sergeant will be here. Very good. Was there a concern that you weren't going to be here?
I think it was because I had to bounce out early last week to take my daughters to volleyball practice. So I'm glad. Thank you. I feel missed. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, guys. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, that was just a situation where the wife was out of commission. I had to take the girls to their volleyball practice, but I'm here.
See that, man? They noticed your absence, my friend.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing to see.
That's right.
That's right. So they, if anybody came in later in the show, they just thought you were gone. They were like, what happened to Gunny? What the hell's going on? This isn't the same. Squirmy Weasel's in the house. What's up with you? Vafadoust is here. Good to see you, Kev. Drop Back Mac. Right on, dude. Look at all these guys. This is great. Knobcraft's here. Knobcraft's been getting increasingly inappropriate. I want to point that out, Gunny. He's been really saying some crazy shit lately. Knobcraft, what are you up to, buddy? What's going on? Ever since slob on my Knobcraft, that's when it started, I think. Flight Right's in the house. I got to hang out with Flight Right last night. The Beanbaggers, what we did last night in the offseason, we decided to have some fun, man. We decided to put on Hard Knocks 2010 and watch the Jets in the training camp that year. Episode 1, we watched it last night. It was a blast, man. It's so weird seeing all those guys talking about what they're. It's just, from a kind of young. I thought Woody was old then, but again, he looks so young. Tannenbaum and Rex, obviously, Shoddy and Sanchez and Bart Scott, sleek and mean. Bart Scott is ripped. And Cromartie and all the guys. It was really cool, man. If you guys want to hang out with us, you can join the Beanbaggers. The Beanbagger link is in the description of this video as well. Just click show more. It'll open up. You'll see join the Beanbaggers and come on in, man. It helps the channel a great deal. I sincerely appreciate it. But what I really appreciated is the time with these guys. It was a good time. So thanks, Flight Right. Good to see you tonight, my friend. Mojo's here. Who else we got here? Who else? Snowball's in the house. Can we just discuss hopes and dreams? We can do that, Snowball. We're going to talk about a few tidbits, but the news is slim, right? We got slim news. So maybe we do just that. Maybe we put that on deck, Gunny. Hopes and dreams, everybody. We'll talk about hopes and dreams. Jets related, maybe not. Who knows? Harlan's here. Kareem is in the house. What's up? Clark is fine. Y'all think there's been no update, 72 hours for no reason? If he had a cruciate ligament damage, we would know by now. He'll be good to go week 1. Well, I'll tell you what. I was talking about it on the Tuesday night Talking Jets panel, Kareem. And I was saying, this is just a report. Like, we didn't get anything. We just got a tweet. That's all it was. Zach Rosenblatt said, hey, word is he's hurt. And we all took it and ran with it. Now, and to be fair, Rosenblatt hasn't really put out many things that have been like drama based. You got to give that to him. He's a part of the Jets. He does his thing, but he hasn't been part of that like seeking dramatic clickbait kind of things, in my opinion. So you give it to him, but we haven't heard anything. Now, we also know that he's going to get a second opinion. So maybe that's the delay, Kareem. But I said, wouldn't it be interesting if this is just much to do of nothing? They're going to come out and go, what are you talking about? He's fine. We just wanted to add Amos because he can play free safety, and we didn't want to pin our hopes on, as much as we love Tony Adams. We just felt it was a better idea to bring on a vet. That's all, Maybe. Who knows? Because we don't have Cobb. What do you think, Gunny? You think should we be worried here? Do you think it's more likely real? We have heard nothing since the original tweet. What do you make of it?
I started to get a little suspect about it as of yesterday, right? So we've had Amos already. We signed Amos and whatnot. It's been going on day 4, day 5 now, and nobody from New York Jets social media, nobody from the Jets. It's just the one tweet that stated what was going on. And I'm not gonna lie to you. It made me start to wonder a little bit. That seems odd, right? We've heard from nobody else. You don't hear from anything. Sorry, my kids are acting a fool upstairs. You don't hear anything about it from any of the players. So to me, I'm gonna go. It's a good thing. I think that potentially it might have been blown out of proportion. Maybe he injured the knee. Maybe it was a sprain or something mild like that. But not hearing about it for this long, if it was an ACL, I think by now we would have all heard something, some kind of confirmation that he tore an ACL. So I'm hoping whatever the injury was is just a minor knee sprain or something like that. Nothing as major as that was being put out there by that tweet.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I mean, we just kind of buy it. It's like, in this day and age, everybody wants to drop the bomb first. That's what it is. So we get a tweet like that. Everybody just wants to be the first person to retweet it and make their Instagram breaking news. You go on Instagram, Gunny? Are you an Instagram guy?
I mean, I have an Instagram. I don't get on it very much. I'm more of the Twitter guy. I'm still an old school Facebook guy. So I haven't been on Instagram as much, but I dabble. I dabbled in Instagram. I'll go as far as to say that.
You dabble. I'm on Instagram all the time. I actually prefer Instagram. I know I got to do Twitter. And I like Twitter, especially during the season. And that's where the news breaks. I mean, you got to be on Twitter. If you're like waiting for the news or ESPN or any of that, dude, they're behind the gun. I mean, behind the times, let me say. Twitter is where the news drops these days, and that's just the truth of it.
Yep.
So if you want to be up to date, like Twitter's got it before everybody. Anybody else who has it got it on Twitter, right, Gunny?
I'm not sure if you just noticed it. Did you guys just see the news about Ray Lewis's son? It just flashed on Twitter. Ray Lewis's son died apparently sometime today. 28 years old. They don't say why, but it just flashed all across my screen saying that Ray Lewis' son died today at 28 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah, wow. They don't know how?
Nah,
they didn't say?
It doesn't say anything else. Yeah, it just says that he passed away earlier today. And there's no further mention of it. That's insane.
Did you find that on Twitter? Is that what your alerts came?
Yep.
See?
Literally.
Case in point, Literally. Well, that's terrible. You never want to hear stuff like that,
that's
man.
Horrible.
28. That's Jesus. 28 years old, man. That's not what you want to hear.
No.
That's sad, man. God bless. I mean, for real, dude. That's just the worst. That's my fear. That's my greatest
Same
fear.
Here. Biggest fear of my life.
Nothing else scares me anymore, dude. For real. Nothing.
Nope. It's
just so
that
funny,
I'd
like
have
how
to witness the loss of one of my kids.
Right, man?
It's weird how it shifts.
It really does. It's like, all my life I'd be like afraid for my life or something. Dude, if anything's happening, I'm telling you, I'm jumping in front of it. You know what I mean? Like that's the way it is.
Exactly. 100%.
There's 100%. No doubt in my mind. I'm jumping in front of it. Uh-huh. And what happened to us? I mean, I guess it's good.
But, yeah, it's a good thing.
Right?
We're just trying to protect our legacies, right? There's some selfishness to it as parents too. Like yes, we love them. You know what I'm saying? We want to see them ride, but it's also like we put so much time, energy, effort, everything into them, right? We're trying to preserve that for the long term, right? Like, I refuse. Let them go out before me. It's not going to happen.
That's right. Not today. Not on my watch, man. I'm going first. Right. You deal with losing me. I'm not dealing with losing you. Fuck this.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I'm not doing it. So look, K Yeti checks in on this week's GreenBean's Jets pod. It was episode 120. So we do a player profile every week, Gunny. So we did this week was Breece Hall because he's number 20, right? Now K Yeti's like, I missed Richie Anderson on the 20th. I didn't miss him, K Yeti. Or Thomas Jones or Marcus May. I could have done him. Marcus May was a good Jet until the last year with the baloney.
Yeah.
But the truth is, K Yeti, is while there's always, not always, but most of the time there's numerous players I could pick. If there's a player on the roster that's wearing it, then I usually will choose that player. It gives me an opportunity to kind of look at them with you guys. If it's like a guy who we've done before or a guy who's been here a long time, we all know, or something like that, maybe not, but I'm with you. I will say this, Richie Anderson, dude, remember when we had Richie Anderson and Gerald Sowell on the team together, two fullbacks who both of them were Pro Bowl fullbacks that we utilized in the passing game. They were both so good, dude. And Richie Anderson at one point was our number one offensive weapon. Can you believe it? He was so dynamic, great. Yeah. Great blocker, great runner, great hands.
Had good hands. Yep.
What was Richie Anderson's? I'm going to take a look at Richie Anderson's stats right here. Hold on a second. And I don't remember like what happened. Was it just like unceremonial or when he left? I can't seem to remember like how it all ended. Let's see. He played 131 games. Well, okay, look at this. He was with the Jets from 93 to 2002. So 9 years we had him.
Okay.
Different day and age. And then he finished his career with Dallas. And with Dallas, he went down there for his 2 years. Dude, he had 69 receptions for 493 yards and 4 touchdowns in 2003. Then his last year, he only played 12. He played 12 games and he had 26 receptions for 207 and 7. Or no touchdowns. I'm sorry. But yeah, so his last year with the Jets, he had 45 receptions for 257. But listen to this. In the year 2000, our fullback, Gunny, had 88 receptions on 125 targets.
Jeez.
853 yards, a 9.7 yard average, 2 touchdowns, and 35 first downs.
Those are tight end numbers right there.
Dude,
those are tight end numbers.
Those are serious tight end numbers. And he also had 27 rushing attempts. So he's a fullback, right? So he got 63 yards and any touchdowns? Yeah, 8 touchdowns. So he had 2 touchdowns receiving, 8 touchdowns rushing. I mean, dude, come on.
That's ridiculously impressive.
It really is.
Ridiculously
look at
impressive.
Gerald Sowell. Let me see. There he is. How did it? It already knew I wanted to talk about him. I put in JER and it was like Gerald Sowell. I'm like, fucking, what are you doing? These computers, dude, I'm telling you, I'm sick of it. They listen. Why are we okay with this, Gunny? What is this?
I'm not. Like I was at first very excited about the technological advances and whatnot. I had the Google Home. I got the freaking Alexas all over my house. And then when they started like sending me marketing stuff like straight to my phone, and it got to the point where I was just like, you know what? I don't think I'm a fan so much of Big Brother overseeing every goddamn thing that I do. And of course, having been in the military and seeing how we were able to track individuals and stuff, it's not comforting. It's not comforting at all.
Yeah, man. I never got. Look, I don't judge anybody. Lots of my good friends, their whole house is a smart house, right? Like that, the fridge. Hello, Gunny. Would you like a pear? You know what I mean? Whatever it does. I'm like, dude, man. I saw a movie when I was a kid. It was like 70s, man. And it was about this house that became alive and it like locked people in it and shit and they couldn't get out.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
Dude, I don't know what that movie's called or if it's any good, but it scared the bejesus out of me. I am not. So once they said, "Oh, Alexa," I'm like, "Oh, what's Alexa?" Or whatever, Google Home, or like, yeah, you just tell it, "Hey, play a song," and I'm like, "Well, how does it hear you? Do you have to turn it on or click a button?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "So it's listening all the time?" Like, well, technically, what do you mean, fucking technically? It's listening. What do you think? It's choosing what to hear? And like, get out of here. I was like, dude, I'm telling you, man. I can't do it. Again, no judgment. Do you? But I can't. I want an Alexa. I want it was a Google Home. It was a decent one, like a mid-level Google Home. I guess it was like $130 or something like that. I put it right on eBay. That's what I did. I'm like, thank you. This is fantastic.
I mean, I won't lie. My kids love it and they use it all the time. But you're right, though. The fact that you can just say, "Hey, Google," the only way it knows that is if it's always lit. See, the one in my house is beep. Like, okay, what's the next command? So like, it's always listening. So to me, that's a little bit unsettling. You know what I'm saying? Just a little unsettling.
Yeah. So look, real quick, Gerald Sowell. So he was on the team from 97 to 2006. So there was a serious overlap there. 93 to 2002, we had Richie Anderson, and Gerald Sowell was 97 to 2006. So I imagine we let Richie Anderson go with the idea that Gerald Sowell can take up the slack. I imagine that's what happened. So Gerald Sowell's best year was 2003. He had 47 receptions for 436 and a touchdown. He also had no touchdowns on the ground. So he was never Richie Anderson, never. But he was still, what is that? Nope. 47 receptions, 45 receptions, 28 receptions. That's all once, Gerald. That's all once Richie Anderson left. That's when that started. So he was still amazing. Gerald Soule was very good, but never Richie Anderson. Never. I see Chris Bradigan and Braden in the house. What's up, guys? It's good to see you guys. Let's see. Yeah. Braden's down there in New Zealand, stopping in to say hi. So let me just see here. I'm just perusing the chat real quick. Oh, Cy Thompson. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. I didn't know that. That's devastating. My heart is with you, my friend. Sincerely.
Yeah, condolences. That's devastating.
Yeah. I'm really sorry to hear that. Think,
sadly, Tom as well said he lost his daughter she was 28, if I'm not mistaken. From
Cahill?
Yeah, Tom Cahill. Like that.
Really?
I hear that, and I've got 3 daughters, and I feel for you guys. Like
Thomas
trying to. It's.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's my greatest fear. And I see that, Tom said the reason why. I won't put it up there, but, that's what I do all day. It's what I've done since 2006 is try to stop that shit. And, again, there's nothing we can say, of course. Just know, man, we feel that for you too. Thank you for sharing it, feeling comfortable enough to share it. But boy, oh boy. My heart is with you guys, sincerely. What do you do? I'll tell you what, there was a time when my whole family was bracing for that with me. So, that's why I do what I do, everybody. But, see both. Holy shit. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, I love you guys. You guys we've been together for a long time. Sincerely, and my heart goes out to you. Okay, yeah, Hamsicle, don't watch Black Mirror. Yeah, tell me about it. You ever see that episode when they were chasing the lady around? She's like, she doesn't know where she is, and she's running around, and she's like all in pain and bloody, whatever, and everybody's just running around filming her with cameras.
Yeah, filming her the whole time. Yeah,
the phones.
It's so weird. Yep. And you, honestly, it's weird, but you see that shit nowadays, right? Everybody's on video watching people get freaking, beat up, jumped, you know what I'm saying? Like shot at, whatnot. Everybody wants to film it to go ahead and post it on freaking social media.
Nobody wants to stop it, right?
Nobody wants to stop it. It's just so disturbing where we've arrived.
I saw one yesterday, Gunny. There were a guy, he had 3 pit bulls. And they were just attacking this lady. Did you see that one?
Yep, I saw that one too. Yep.
He could not control them. There was nothing he could do.
And what made the whole thing worse, somebody was just sitting there the whole fucking time, just
filming, calmly filming.
Like, my God. Like,
now, in their defense, that's a scary thing. That's a scary thing to run into. You know what I mean? Like, hey, well, you can do something. You can bang something on the fence. Bang, 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 bang. You could do something, man. Throw rocks.
Any effort would have been appreciated. Any effort could have been appreciated.
Any effort. But nothing. It was just calm. Just like, look at this.
The whole time. Followed the lady getting attacked.
Look at this. So, all right. So the heading of the video, everybody, released on the Carlton Show's Twitter today. I'll read the tweet right now. You know what? Let me real quick put it up there for you guys. I didn't even think to do that. Some of you guys probably saw this because you're all on Twitter. You know how it goes. So, but it's an interesting one, and we'll dissect this a little bit. Let me share my screen so you guys can see the tweet if you haven't already. I know some of our peeps are a little bit older, Gunny. You know when somebody says, I don't do the Twitter, that
the
they're
tweeter.
Yeah, right. I don't do the
Tweeter. I still have people that say, yeah, that Twitter thing, man, I don't do it. I'm like, no, you send a tweet. It's called Twitter. Yeah, I don't do the tweeter. Okay, I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah, man. So look at this. So the Carlton Show Says the Patriots made an offer for Aaron Rodgers. The Patriots made an offer, but he refused to play for New England. Now, the quote is that he said he'll retire if that happens.
Which would have obliterated the Packers cap situation.
Yeah. Well, and you look at it like, so for a long time, man, this is the thing. Like, I want to turn this into something, if I may. Joe Douglas, right? Like I got into a somewhat of a discussion on, so I forget which medium, but somebody told me, they said he's like, whatever, 19 and 26. He blah, blah. They gave all the reasons why he's a failure. And they said, come to grips with reality. Joe Douglas sucks at his job. And I said, okay, I get it. I understand what you're saying. But if you can't see the difference between this organization 3 years ago and right now, which is when Joe Douglas came, right? We just saw his fourth draft, so we're about to go into his fourth season. His first was with Adam Gase and that whole mess. He had to, we tend to neglect that he had to tear it all down, right? You're not going to win a championship while you're doing that, right?
I compared the roster that he absorbed or that he acquired when he first became the GM as an expansion level roster. Expansion level talent is what he acquired. And he has since turned it into what we now see today. I'm going to let you finish, but I think I know I've seen this argument on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and it just drives me insane. Because if you can't see the difference between when he took over and now, you don't know ball. It's as simple as that. You don't know ball, and we can't really help you.
Right. We can't have a real conversation. It's like, all right, I'll factor in what you're saying, right? No doubt. Okay, I'll hear that. Okay, those are valid reasons, right? You look at some of the free agent signings, people like to talk about he's still fixing the offensive line. And okay, all right, I get it. I'm with you. And would I have liked to maybe squeeze out 2 more wins and get into the playoffs? We only needed 1 more win and we would have gotten the playoffs last year. Yeah, of course I would have. But this is a big one right here. It should be a major indicator on what he's done here, okay? 3 years ago, the idea that Aaron Rodgers would say, yes, I want to play for the Jets and I will retire if you trade me to the Patriots, that alone should trump any arguments that you have on whether or not this franchise has changed and changed for the better. Now, there is also the argument that Aaron Rodgers is washed and he's old and we're the only team that was suckers enough, we're suckers enough to kind of buy into this shit. Well, really most of the most recent examples, whether it's Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, it's not a stupid idea to get a guy that's still, like you've pointed out many times, even in a down year was top 10 quarterback playing with a broken thumb. Think about that. A quarterback playing with a broken thumb got 3,700, 26 touchdowns last year, and 12 picks, by the way. If you can't see it, it works.
He also led the league in drops.
He also led the league in drops. Right.
In most accurate passes thrown.
Now, part of that, Now, I will bring up one of the negatives of that is a lot of those drops. I want to see a lot of those drops came from Lazard. Let me see if I can see.
I believe Lazard had 5 drops last year, 5 or 7. It's one of those 2 numbers.
I thought it was 7. Yeah, that's what I might be wrong though. Let me see.
But it was a total of 40 drops last year by the Packers.
40
drops.
Now, so think about that. If he had 40 more receptions, what would everything have looked like, right?
Exactly. That's the difference between being a top 10 quarterback and a top 5 quarterback. If those guys make those catches.
Right. Look at this. Alan Lazard in 2018 had a 100% catch percentage. You know that?
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, last year was more of an anomaly than anything else for Lazard.
Yeah, so I can't see the number of drops. I used to be able to see it. I don't know where I fucking found it, but Anyway, but that's one thing. So the good news is Alan Lazard is we're not depending on Alan Lazard to take us to the promised land, right? We got, he's a piece. He's a piece to what we're doing. So based on Jeremy putting this into the chat, that based on touchdown to interception ratio, A-Rod is the most accurate quarterback in NFL history, even more so than Chad Pennington, if you can believe that. So what do you think of this, though, Gunny? How does it make you feel, this idea that Aaron Rodgers told Bill Belichick, like, I'm not coming. I'm not coming there. I would rather not play in the NFL and collect my $100 million. I'd rather not do that than play for you, but I'll play for the Jets. How does that make you feel?
It made my heart happy, I'm being honest. And I kind of think it also kind of lines up with the petty attempt he had on trying to go ahead and allowing the Steelers to jump ahead of him for pocket change to take Broderick Jones. It all kind of makes sense, right? His feelings were hurt. He was denied by freaking Aaron Rodgers. And in a lame attempt to try to hurt us, he thought he was getting the player we had on our board. And we all might find out later on he didn't do anything but hurt himself by giving away his freaking draft position. But I love it. I saw this today at the office, man, and I was kind of dragging. And I saw that, and I just just like laughing was that Aaron.
Hey, Gunny, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I'm sorry.
Sure.
You're cutting out really bad. I don't know. It sounds like a connection issue. Jeremy, you hearing that? You're hearing that? So it's not my internet, right? Let me bring Jeremy on real fast. Hold on. What do you think, Jeremy? Is it a connection thing or my internet?
You start to cut out, Gunny, a little bit. Not the whole show. I mean, just in the last
15 seconds.
Yeah, 20 seconds is the last thing you were saying. Started to happen.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it. There he goes, Jeremy.
What about now? Is that coming?
Yeah. So continue. I know you were on a flow. I hate to interrupt you, but we couldn't hear it. So.
No. I'm glad you did. I was just pretty much saying that I was at the office today when it happened, and I just thought it was hilarious because the reason why I think it adds fuel to why he tried to go ahead and screw us over in the draft by giving up pretty much pocket change so the Steelers can go ahead and jump ahead of us to get Broderick Jones. He still wound up hurting himself because Broderick Jones wasn't the number one guy on our board, which I thought was also kind of freaking perfect. But to hear this today at the office, when I was having I was dragging today in the office, I'm not going to lie. I read this and, man, it just made me laugh. I was in my office just laughing, trying to go ahead and find more articles about that gave more of a breakdown as to what happened. But it was awesome to hear. Anything we can get to take a jab at Bill Belichick and the Patriots always makes my heart happy. And to hear that legitimately Aaron Rodgers chose the Jets. Like this isn't one of those things where, he went where he had no choice. No, he chose the New York Jets. That was the team he was going to stay in the NFL for. Just reaffirms that. And that goes a long way into thinking the kind of player we're getting coming into this season. So yeah, it made my freaking day. But again, this doesn't happen if Joe Douglas isn't the GM putting together a roster that Aaron Rodgers can look at and say, damn, those guys look good.
Yeah, I think that's a great point that you made about that. Really does support maybe why Bill Belichick was feeling so petty like he likes to be. Bill Belichick is a slime ball. Like we know this. I mean, again, like he was being introduced as the Jets head coach. And what he did instead was he wrote a resignation on a napkin, stood up on the podium and said, I'm leaving. I'm retired. I'm not accepting. Like, how about talking to the people and saying, hey guys, just so you know, this is what I'm going to do. Like, how about all that? No, he's a piece of shit, man. Like he was. And that's why, so he's held a 20-year grudge. Now, granted, look, we're not going to be able to compare with what he's accomplished up there and everything. And nobody's going to take away the fact that he's a good coach. Well, let's be real here. He's been a complete flop without Tom Brady. Complete flop. Yes, he made the playoffs but they were one and done.
Yeah, annihilated.
Yeah, they got slapped around. It was comical. And Tom Brady left Bill Belichick and went and won the Super Bowl immediately. So it's like, as much as I hate him too, believe me, there's a whole mess of hate for all of them. But this is one of those things, like, you see it. And it's funny that we got to see Flight 23, where we saw Joe Douglas's, they're talking in there and he says, we got this guy, then Broderick Jones. So Broderick Jones is in the mix. but he's not the guy that they're hoping and praying slips and falls. Like they were hoping Will McDonald made it to them. They didn't see it. They didn't see Will McDonald slipping to them. That was the guy they wanted. And then Joe Douglas goes, I bet somebody's going to jump us for Broderick Jones. He goes, Pittsburgh. And then it happens.
He called it. Yep.
It just shows something. And again, it's not that he's always right, and it's not that every player he picks and his free agents aren't always great. Like, right, there's lots of stuff, you can point at. But it's all part of the building process. Like, not everything you do is going to work, but clearly there's a method. Clearly there's a design, and there's a discipline, sticking to your board, not worrying about what the media thinks. Oh, we had him as a second round. I don't care. We had him as the best edge rusher in the entire class. We don't care what McShay or what the hell is it? What the fuck's his name? The draft guy. What's wrong with me?
Which one?
The main one, the older guy.
Sims?
Kerwin. I want to say Kerwin. It's not Kerwin. I love Kuiper. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
My God. Jesus. I'm getting old, guys. I got to start doing something. I got to start doing some crossword puzzles, man. My brain is like a sieve these days. I can't remember anything. But, it's like, I don't care what Kuiper says. Like, McCagnon was weird, man. Like, he would do his front end. He would always take the guy that everybody thought he was going to take, always. Yep. And then in the middle of the draft, guys nobody's ever heard. Like, it was like, what and the positions we didn't need, like, just crazy stuff. And you see that Joe Douglas, like, let Bill Belichick give away his pick for a fourth. Like, who cares? I don't give a shit what Bill Belichick does. We're going to stay right here. We're going to see if somebody wants to offer us a package that's worthy for us to move back. If not, then we pick the guy that we wanted. It's just smart. And again, even if Will McDonald doesn't end up being anything or whatever, of course, you're going to have hits and misses. Last year he hit pretty solidly.
Yeah.
You
can say he batted 1,000 last year.
He batted 1,000. I mean, all the way down to Michael Clemens, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Clemens showed up in the camp 290 pounds, everybody. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, that guy, again, like, the joke is, could he get any scarier? And the answer is yes. Like, how did he do that?
Pack on more muscle.
He's just like, what was he last year? What was his weight?
It was 260, I think. 268, roughly 268. And then now he's at 295, I think it was, when they weighed him, 295, 290. That's insane. Especially for somebody who didn't have the body fat to just, but like, it's muscle. He just built on more muscle from what he was last year, which to me is just, you're built different. That's some DNA that, you know what I'm saying, we all wish we could possess, because he looks great. he still looks like he's lean, yet much bigger, which is
incredible.
It's
terrifying.
I
just hope, I hope he can just keep some of that, for the inside to like maintain some speed, right? Because it doesn't always happen. You know what I mean? You put on that much muscle and you got to lose, like, there's got to be a give, right? Like, you want to put on as just right to that cap where you don't lose the other stuff, But yeah, man. So anyway, it's like, you see Bill Belichick on the downslide, and we're building this thing the right way. We're not just kind of throwing together, a band-aided team. Look, you could say Aaron Rodgers, big name, kind of all that, but the team's already here. Like, if we had even average quarterback play last year, we're in the playoffs. And I don't think we would have won the Super Bowl or anything, but once you get in the dance, man, anything can happen. You can beat anybody. The Chiefs can come in and lay an egg one day, and you can take it and you can make it to the next round or even to the championship. Like, that stuff is very real. You got to get in. That's what you got to do. You got to get in. And with average quarterback play last year, we are in. It's that simple. I mean, we were the worst quarterback play in the NFL last year. So it's not like we're just doing this. We're building a team. And so it's exciting, man. Like Mojo Jets. He's the most excited he's ever been. 46 years. Yeah, Joe D built it. And look, I'm not sold on Robert Saleh, right? Like, I don't know, right? It's a weird. I definitely like him. I definitely like Robert Saleh. but I'm not like he's a great coach or anything like that. But you got to admit he's getting better. Even last year, remember when he did that thing? We had a 4th and inches, and he let the clock run out. Remember that? And you got a delay of game.
Yep.
Oh my God, we lost our marbles. And he said, "Well, I don't know.
Good.
Mike LaFleur said that was actually my fault. He deferred to me, and then Saleh said, no, it's my fault. But like we saw, it was funny because a couple weeks later, he called a timeout in a similar scenario, and everybody said, "How do you call a timeout? What the hell's the matter with you?" It's like
you can't win.
You can't win. And that's what you have to realize. I can't win. Like there's no winning with a decision. It's just got to work. So he's clearly improving, right? Like if you just look at what his expertise is, which is defense, I mean, you can't deny it. You can't take it away. The rotation and all the stuff that we argued about and we bitched and moaned, it all worked.
But I think one of the things that we don't give him enough credit for is that he's the one instilling the culture that we want, that we currently have, right? Like this, the coaching component. Yes, he's gotten better from year 1 to year 2. Hoping he takes another step going into this year. But I don't think anybody can sit here and be like he's not a leader of men, right? This guy knows how to lead men, and that to me is a undervalued skill set as a head coach. Like that's important. And I for one, I'm a fan of Coach Saleh. I've loved seeing the progression of Coach Saleh. I hope it takes the next step, obviously, because you're right. We don't know if he's going to be a great head coach. We know right now this guy is building a culture that we can all appreciate. We can all agree that he's a leader of men. These guys seem to want to run through brick walls for him. But the X's and O's components, we're still trying to see him evolve there. But like you said, from year 1 to year 2, we saw improvement.
Right. Now, I see the Big and Funky Productions are here, and they said Richie Anderson with that fumble in the AFC Championship game in Denver. Now, that's interesting that you say that. I remember it being Curtis Martin and Keith Byers that fumbled. You sure it was Richie Anderson? I don't know. Anybody can anybody confirm? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I remember it a certain way. And to be fair, I couldn't remember Mel Kiper's name less than 5 minutes ago. So there's that. I'm talking about 1998. So I don't know. I might want to put this on. Let me see here. Who fumbled? Anybody remember who fumbled in the 1998, 2000? I mean, the 1998 AFC Championship game? A look back. A championship game that haunts the former Jets. Let me see. Who? It's Keyshawn Johnson. Say blood is playing championship game against Colt. Wait, all right. 11 years later, I still have a sour taste in my mouth. Keyshawn Johnson said, let me see. Ray Mickens didn't like it. Okay. What happened? The Jets stormed through the regular season, following first round. We had a good team. What are you seeing, Gunny?
I can't find anything that says he fumbled.
Let me see here. You might be right. I remember it being Keith Byers and Curtis Martin. We had 2 red zone fumbles. I believe Meggett fumbled something too. Oh, Jeremy wants attention. Here he goes.
Oh,
hold on. Let me clear your face. Oh, wait, let me get this off. Hold on. All right. What do you got, Jeremy?
I just Googled and I found this. The first half was a defensive battle that featured 2 fumbles, one by Curtis Martin and another by Keith Byers, with both mistakes coming when the Jets were driving into Broncos territory.
Wait, say that. Yeah. So it was who in Keith Byers?
Curtis Martin.
Curtis Martin, like you said.
Look at my memory, everybody.
It works when it comes to Jets history. It definitely works when it comes to Jets history.
I'm attack. I'm right. When it comes to Jets history, I'm pretty good. Everybody. Phenom knows. Flight Right knows. Bradigan remembers. Yeah. And Cy Thompson, remember, right? It was Curtis. You know why I remember it too? Because I was freaking out. This was my narrative that day. Now, remember, I think I was probably 27 years old or something like that. 1998. So I was 26. I was 26 years old. And I was screaming this as an absolute whiskey swilling drunkard. Okay. They're all Parcells guys. Fucking betraying them. Parcells guys are betraying them. That's what I was yelling. Vinny Testaverde's playing flawless and they're betraying him. That was my, I yelled that for weeks. Okay. They betrayed him. Traitors. That's how I felt. Keith Byers. I'll tell you what. You remember how good Keith Byers was, though? Remember him? He was before the Jets. He was
Didn't he have a key fumble also in Cleveland in the playoffs? I think he also did it to Cleveland. I think.
Yeah, I don't. Cleveland history. I'm going to be real honest.
No. I think that was.
I don't have it quite like I do the Jets history. I'm going to be.
No, I think I'm 10. I think I'm 10 years off. I think that was.
Yeah, Keith Byers was a stud. You know what's funny? I didn't watch a lot of college ball back then, but I remember watching Keith Byers in school. He was dominant in school. But yeah, he was a great running back. I mean, he was good for us that year. He wasn't great or anything. He was a role player. But yeah, man, it was, I think Meggett might have had fumbled a punt too, or some shit like that. Like when we had like our last chance or something like that, one of those things. And something happened with Meggett too, because we signed Meggett late that season. It was like Parcells brought on everybody. Yeah. So big and funky productions. It wasn't Richie. It was Keith Byers and Curtis Martin that had, I believe, red zone fumbles. Like we were there. Like we had that game, dude. That game was ours. We were the better team that year. We were the best team in the NFL, man. And we would have stomped a mud hole in the Atlanta Falcons that year. They didn't stand that. They shouldn't even have shown up if we were there. And like the Broncos beat them. Remember Terrell Davis, Chunky Soup, and they became legends. Bullshit. It's complete bullshit. Anyway, you were close. I'm just, you were in the pocket. I didn't know I couldn't remember. I wasn't sure. I wasn't confident. I was, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? I was confident, but I wasn't 100%. That's what it was. I was 94%. That's where I was. But yeah, big and fun. Well, now you know, buddy. You know what I mean? Now there's two heads on your avatar. So am I talking to two people? Or are you just one person that mans the channel? Answer me. All right, Jeremy. Thank you.
Yep.
Jeremy coming in with the save. Look at that. So what do you think now? What's that?
He's quick back there with the freaking pulling up the stats and whatnot. He's got them quick internet fingers.
He's got the really good signal too, the smoke signal thing. He's got like this bright, I guess it's like his podcast light. He like takes it and he puts his hand in front of it and it goes blink, blink, blink. Like it's impossible not to see. Unless I'm in the chat, but I even see it out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, what is that? What just happened? Oh, Jeremy wants to speak. He's got something. Something's going wrong or something. Usually he's like, no one can hear you or something. Byers' turnover was like a helicopter tackle for a fumble. Yeah, is that how it went? I don't remember the plays. I really don't. I can't even tell you how upset that made me. Especially going in, I think we were 10-0 at the half, maybe, something like that. Or right after the half, 10-0. I was like, oh, dude, we're going to the bowl, man. Remember the 2009 AFC Championship game against the Colts? We were kicking their ass. I mean, I got texts. I was hanging out with the South Florida Jets fan club. There were hundreds of us in this bar, this bowling alley bar, Hammerjacks in Florida. And I got texts, dude, the Jets are going to the Super Bowl. I was like, stop it. Like all these, oh my God, it's really happening. I'm like, dude, it's the second quarter, man. Please. But then right before the half, Peyton Manning scored a touchdown. And it was like 17-0 or so. All of a sudden it was 17-7, I think, or something like that. It was like, ooh.
And then Peyton Manning did Peyton Manning things.
Peyton Manning did Peyton Manning things. Dude, he was an absolute surgeon. If his passes were off by inches, they lose.
It was a wrap. No. Precise, delicate touch, accuracy. I remember being upset because a lot of my Marines were texting me like, oh, bro, the Jets are finally going to accomplish something. All that freaking support you've been giving them is going to get paid. I was like, shut up. I had to turn off my phone because I was like, y'all not going to jinx this for me. Y'all not going to do it. And then I saw that touchdown happen. I was like, okay, no, we're good. We're still good.
We're good. Okay. They had their moment, right? You tried to do it, but you felt it.
But I felt
you can feel it.
I felt it.
Jets fans, we have developed an acute
sixth sense.
Right. There's a connection to the energy with the Jet. You can feel it. I like to tell this story. It's of opening day last year. We were all together. We were in the hangar with the Jet Lounge and everybody. And I ended up sitting next to Jack and Richie from Jets Media. And it was the second. Remember, after the first half, it started raining. We all kind of pulled under the overhang. We were all chatting, and we all felt pretty good. You know, it wasn't great. We're like, all right, man, we're here. It's a decent first half. We contained Lamar Jackson. Let's see what they come out with. This is good. And Garrett Wilson had that play. We're like, maybe they use him some more. We were a little excited. Dude, it was 2 minutes into the second half. Nothing had even really happened yet. And Jack just looked at me. He goes, hey, Bean. I said, what's that? He goes, you feel it? I was like, I do. He's like, what is happening? Why? I'm like, I don't know. You feel it, man? I'm like, I do. Like, the energy's gone. Where did it go? And we just got shellacked. It was like, it's an amazing thing.
It was funny because Jessica was sitting next to me. Obviously, she was there, and she kind of saw the shift in the energy too. And she was saying, "What's wrong with you guys? Like, you guys are still in it. You're still in it." And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. And sure enough, like, we saw what happened.
Yeah, it's funny, right? She's like, "What's the matter with you guys? Like, we've been here before.
Yeah, we know this feeling.
Yeah, we live in this house. We know where the kitchen is. You know what I mean? We know the water's turned off. We didn't pay the bill. But don't even try it. There's no water. No, there's a chance. Is it yet?
No,
Go ahead. If you must.
It's not going to come on.
Right, it's not coming on. We know that. I want to say hello to Aunt Gina. What's up, Aunt Gina? It's good to see you here. It's nice to see Aunt Gina in the house. She's just stopping by to say hello. Matt O'Leary's in the house. What's up? You're my favorite Jets YouTuber, man. What's up? Yeah, this is good. Hello, my favorite Jets YouTubers and Jeremy. That's so good. That's such a good joke. Jeremy knows it too. That's the funny part about it. He knows it's so true. Jeremy's he's a good sport, right? Jeremy's a good sport. That's why we can do it. We always pick on the good sports.
Love me some.
But Jeremy does his fair share of picking. He made fun of me last week.
Oh, he does. He throws swings too. Let's not think he's not the only. He throws some swings too.
Right. Jeremy's he's not a helpless hap. You know what I mean? So what's up, Matt? Good to see you, man. It's good to see you here. We're hanging out for a little while longer. Wat2K just popped in, so we will in fact have trivia in a little while. All right, Matt O'Leary in the house. Mr. Green Jean says, when the Jets win the Super Bowl, I'm sending a T-shirt to Salah that says, proud to be head coach of the New York Jets. That'll be great. Now, imagine if he wore it. You know, that'd be good, Mr. Green Jeans. Eric Weinstein says, Parcells said, my guys are playing in Denver. Former Pat Curtis Martin, former Giant Mega, former Giant Eagle buyers. Yep. My guys. Let me buy the groceries, you know? Yeah, I know. Matt O'Leary says that after that was when I got the texts. It was on the sideline. That touchdown, O'Leary, that's the one, right? Remember that, man? We were like, oh, my God. Dude, Sanchez is on. Thomas Jones. It was crazy, man. I just can't believe how close we really get, you know, and no cigar. Now, let me ask you this, Gunny. Would it be better if we made it to the Super Bowl and lost a couple times? Would that be better or worse?
Well, man, see, I better to get there and lose. How did we lose? Was it a blowout or was it a close game?
Yeah, no, nothing crazy. We lose. We just lose, but we lose. Like we lose. You know what I mean? Like we don't go in there and last second heartbreaker. It doesn't matter. You know, we lose.
So for me, I think it matters for me, right? If we go into the Super Bowl, right, and the NFC team we're going up against is the freaking Eagles, and they're just like killing it, and we get blown out, I think I can handle that loss and be like, damn. Second place in the league, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I can find the silver lining and be like, we made it to the Super Bowl. All right, we try to get back and go ahead and win one. But if we get to the Super Bowl and like it's a dogfight and we wind up losing on some last second freaking you know what I'm saying, miscue or lucky play by the other team, then I think that hurts. That hurts, right? I think that takes the sales out. It's harder to kind of get over that. So I would prefer the blowout if we make it to the Super Bowl, if we're going to lose, vice the close loss. But at the end of the day, it's the Super Bowl. I mean, like, let's be honest, it's the Super Bowl. We all give a lot of crap to the Bills for never winning one, 0-4. That sucks. But they've been there 3 more times than we have, right? So
yeah, and they owned the AFC for almost a half decade.
Exactly. So like, you gotta look at that, and to me, if we go to the Super Bowl and we're gonna lose it, please blow us out. Just blow us out. So then we just know, like, the NFC team was just that much better. A close game, I think, would be more painful and take a lot longer to heal from.
Yeah, I don't know. I go back. I think you're right, though. I think, like, getting to the Super Bowl and losing, like, you're still the best team in your conference. You know what I mean? There's something to be said from that. You get a ring, right? You get a little smaller. Yeah. A little bit smaller. I know. You know what? Ring. I know they got a ring because Ace Ventura was looking for the Dolphins AFC Championship ring. That's how I know. It was a missing nugget, whatever the hell it was. So, yeah, Tom Cahill says, do we own the energy this year? We are the Dragon. I like that. That's right, man. And it all starts in Buffalo, dude. Like, if we go out there and make a statement, like we just go out there snarling, like make a statement, batter Josh Allen, make it so they can't do anything. Then that's gonna set the tone. Now, it's not to say if we lose, it's over. It's not, of course, but that would go a really long way to kind of letting the world know, like, no, dude, we're not messing around anymore. It would go a long way. I think that's setting the tone, especially 9/11, week 1, MetLife, division rival, Aaron Rodgers' first game as a Jet. Like, there's just so many storylines to it. Like, you got to come out of that one with the W, man. The fans that are going, I'm not going to be at opening day for the first time in many years this year. So the guys going, all you people going, man, you got to make it. You got to do your with no voice. Or if you want to use the GreenBean technique, you can walk out. You can be the loudest person in there and still walk out with your voice. I don't know if you guys know the technique. Did I ever teach you the technique, Gunny?
No, I need to know that one because I always lose my voice when I'm at the games. Always.
Yeah. It's because we scream, come on! What are you fucking doing? We do that. The way to do it is to make the most, because it doesn't matter what we say. Nobody hears anything, right? You go, right. Come on, Salah. All they hear is, that's all they hear.
Right.
So everybody listen up. This is how you do it. If everybody did this, it would be the loudest stadium in the NFL. But nobody listens to me. I've tried to get people to do it. I get one. So the way to do it and save your voice is to go low tones. Number one, low tones carry further, right? And they're more, it's more of a feel, like so you do low tones, you go, and then you can, when you do that, you can actually prolong it. You can do it longer and you're not stressing your voice. So what you do is you bang on your seat, that causes noise, or you can clap, that causes noise. You want noise. And then you go, oh, that's what you do. Whenever I do that, everybody looks at me. What is wrong with this guy? Do it. Like, no. Defense! And by the end of the game, they're like, yeah, but it's true. If you go, if everybody did that, it would be thunderous. If everybody just did it, and and you can do it long, and your voice is fine.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that.
You really should. It works, man. It works. I think I did it next to O'Leary. We didn't have much to cheer about, though. It started right away. It's funny when I sat with O'Leary too. You know what it was? So it was opening day 2021. Zach Wilson's first game in MetLife, and we lost against the Panthers a week before. But he came out that second half. He looked good. He had the 2 touchdowns to Corey Davis. We're all excited. Mm-hmm. And we come out, we're on defense, and the defense gets a fumble recovery. Like, it was like on the 20-yard line of the Patriots.
Yeah.
And they're an inadvertent whistle. I remember that. Why are you blowing the whistle? Oh, sorry, I blew the whistle. Who gives a shit what you blew? You know what I mean? Like, why does that trump everything else? Oh, I had the whistle in my mouth. I was running. You know, like whatever it was. And then so they blew the play dead. Then so whatever, Zach comes out, he throws the pick right away. And I looked at O'Leary and we just shook our head. And I'm like, yep. I said, yeah. He's like, Bean.
There's the shift.
There it is.
There's the shift.
It's going to be that kind of day. And it was brutal. You go, oh, nobody cares. We had a guy up there yelling from the first quarter on. I mean, dude, it was miserable listening to this guy. He was yelling the whole time. We should punt on third down. It's better to punt on third down. Just punt it on third down.
What?
I'm telling you, it's like
punt it on third down. That's different.
Yeah, because I guess the offense, I mean, maybe he said punt on first down, some shit. What he was saying was the offense, just keep the defense on the field. It's our only chance to win. So I understand it, but dude, like you say it once, twice, 3, 5, worst all day.
Yeah, nah, that's too much. That's too much.
I know. If I was, 5 years younger, I would have been like, shut up.
Shut the
yeah, shut your fucking face. All right, we get it, dude. You're an idiot. You've made the point. We get it. You're not smart. We understand.
No arguments. You're dumb as fuck. We get it.
Yeah,
you win.
That guy killed us. Me and O'Leary were like, oh, this is fucking brutal. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. DK's in the house. What's up, DK? Good to see you, my friend. That's right.
We aren't secure if we aren't blocking out. Now he's right.
Yeah, I know. That's it. And then we're like bored. This game sucks. Like we don't know.
I feel like this year though is different. I think with Aaron Rodgers, every time he touches the ball, I don't think it really matters. I think we all believe we can score at any given time. So maybe those games will be a little bit more of an even kill in terms of how we feel. But yeah, he's right. If we're not blowing people out, we always don't feel safe about what's going to potentially happen by the time the whistle blows.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And that's a good point, man. Like the idea, like, because look, like our offense would run on the field last year and you would hope, like, come on, man, snap out of it. We just couldn't. It was like you knew it. It's like the defense gets a big stop. They get the ball back. We knew. It's like
the defense would get a stop, and you're kind of hoping, like, please get a fumble and score because that's the only hope we have. That was how bad it was.
We hope. So everybody's saying it's worse. Dylan Terraman in the house from Jetnation Radio. It's good to see you, Dylan.
Bills and Vikes 0-4.
Yeah. I see Rico says, ask the Bills if getting the Super Bowl 4 times in a row and losing makes them feel better.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, we got to win, though, right? We got the one win. So 0-4, now that's painful. That's beyond gruesome. But we could be like, oh, we're 1-3, right? We still got a ring, right? But we would have gone to the Super Bowl 3 more times. I think 0-4 and 1-3 are two different things. But you're right. If we went to the Super Bowl and we've never won one and 0-4, that's too much.
It is. It's a special kind of pain. It is.
That's next level.
It's unique, right? Especially 4 in a row, dude. Yeah. And the last one was like, the first one you were like, all right, they're the best team. Like, Thurman Thomas and Andre Reed. Like you were like, okay, they're gonna. Oh, no, the first one was the Giants. Yeah, so I thought they were going to beat the Giants, and they should have. Norwood, wide right, dude. So there was that whole thing. But even playing the, I think it was the Cowboy, maybe whatever. But by the time there was like the fourth one, you knew, like they're not going to compete with this NFC team. There's just no way. But yeah. K Yeti checking in with the super chat. Thanks, buddy. He says, I'm broke, but just realized no super chats. Best duo in the biz. Share the love. Thank you, gentlemen. Retire number 80 already. Well, thank you, Yeti. I appreciate why you did it. I was thinking the same thing. I wasn't going to say anything, but I appreciate it, man. It's nice to see a super chat roll in. The offseason, everybody's like, nope. Not for you.
They're saving it for when they got some real questions.
That's right. Real questions. That's right. That's what it is. But thank you, K Yeti. Look at O'Leary says he'll do the scream with GreenBean at our game. There we go. You know what we'll do, O'Leary? We'll get the whole group. We're setting up the Jets, the Talking Jets group buy this year. We don't know the exact game. We'll find out the exact game on June 29th. We think we have it. We have an idea of which one it's going to be. but we don't want to get people excited. You know, people move fast. So if we say it, people are going to be like, it's probably going to happen. And they buy, you know, a plane ticket. You know what I mean? So we just want to hang out and get everything together and let you guys know. But we're all going to sit together this year in the stands, 50-yard line, upper level. So like, you know, which is fantastic seats. That's what I had my whole life, 50-yard line, upper level. I love it. But so yeah, we'll do the tailgate. We'll do we'll do the game obviously together, and then we'll get on the field and take pictures and stuff afterwards. But yeah, we'll get the whole group, Matt, to do and you'll see how loud it is, especially when we're banging on the chairs, man. Oh, it gets good. I know what I'm doing. Deep bean, right? Oh, it's so good. That's what happens every time, Squirmy Weasel. People literally look at me. I go, oh, because it's loud. And they're like, what is that? I'm like, that's right. If you were doing that, we'd have something. You fucking nobody wants to listen to me. Matt O'Leary says, fun fact, GreenBean and I threw someone off the upper tank at MetLife, the upper deck, but at MetLife. Yeah, that was that guy. In our minds, we did. I'll tell you.
Oh, I was about to say, like, I don't think y'all want to say that right here.
Yeah, he's dead.
Live.
No, that guy, I'm telling you, man, the whole time we were thinking, like, oh my God, I would love to just, I mean, anything to shut this guy up. Anything. Let's see what else we got here. Eric Craig's in the house. What's up, Eric? Good to see you. Eric was with us last night watching Hard Knocks. Eric missed it the first time around, so he watched it for the first time with us. It was great. We're going to watch episode 2 next week. Why not, right, man? Every Wednesday night we hang out. The possibility of the Bills falling flat week 1 is strong. Diggs has issues, and they have no depth at wide receiver. Matt made a video about it. I know it's interesting. Now, have we heard anything additional about that? We know it's not contract related. We know he was at the facility and left. And we know that Sean McDermott, the head coach of the Bills, said that he's concerned.
Yeah.
What could it be, Gunny?
What wound up happening? He did a press conference the following day, which sounded a whole bunch of just like coach speak, trying to make it seem like he wasn't just blown off by his freaking wide receiver, saying like, oh, there was a concern about the weather conditions, and it was all about freaking this health and safety of the players, and apparently Diggs freaking like was vocal about it, et cetera, et cetera. But they're good now. They fixed it. Then the very next mini camp, they just canceled it all together. But in all actuality, I watched them, like the Bills talking about, oh, he's back, like they were on Diggs being back, and the dude looked miserable, looked mad as hell. Like it looked more like he was there so he doesn't get fined. And then he didn't talk later in the press conference after the fact either. So to me, it seems like there's something going on that we may not be aware of, but we kind of saw this being the issue last season after they freaking got slacked in the playoffs. He seemed distraught, right? And I think at some point or another, you got to look at Diggs, who's doing everything he can as a wide receiver to go ahead and elevate this team, and then back-to-back freaking postseasons just to get smoked like that. I think at some point or another, any competitor is going to get frustrated. For me, I think there's more to it, but yeah. So he tried to say that it was just him being vocal about, the conditions or something like that, so that he sent him home early. They told him to go home. Whereas at the end of the press conference the day before, he was concerned and he hopes he comes back to so that makes no sense. He contradicted himself on 2 different press conferences. So you can tell like it was him just throwing out some coach speak to kind of like play it off like it wasn't a big deal.
Oh, dude, I would love nothing more than there to be some sort of fracturing up there in Bills land.
It'd be wonderful.
Well, let's remember that Diggs, that was partially, why the Vikings traded him. There were personality issues. There was like, he was known as somewhat of a troublesome player, a little bit of a punk. I don't remember the details, but when he went to the Bills, I was hoping then like, oh man, I hope this guy is such an asshole for them.
Yep.
And he hasn't been. I mean, he's been fantastic.
He's been great.
Now Sauce has done a good job. They did burn Sauce. Remember the first play against Diggs? Like he did a little out and up kind of a thing, and Sauce bit, and they burned him, and that was it. Sauce has locked Diggs down, man. So Diggs doesn't necessarily scare me because we have Sauce and DJ Reed, but he's dangerous at any moment. I mean, the guy is legit. stud. So if they somehow mess that up, I'm so happy. And I don't give a shit. Like if Diggs is not playing or whatever, and the Jets, I don't care. Steamroll him, man. I don't give a shit who's not playing. How many games?
Listen, I'm all about competition as well. But I see some people talking about like, I want Diggs there for week 1 from when we beat them. I hope they don't I would be okay if they didn't have Josh Allen.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care. Team that's put in front of you. I could care less. Because when we were all injured and beat up, teams didn't give a damn about us. They were still smacking the shit out of us when we were freaking injured and beat up. Nobody cared. They were facing against our second, third string freaking offensive linemen or Zach Wilson. No one cares. Nah, give me a depleted team any day of the week. Because at the end of the day, you know what? It's still a W. It's still a W in the NFL books.
Did anyone care that we were on our 9th offensive line incarnation last year? No, they just said the Jets running backs suck. That's what they said. That's what they said. Michael Carter, Bam Knight, they're losers. That's what they said. They don't care. No, and I don't care either. How many games have we shown up with piecemeal teams? And I don't care. I'm right with Gunny. Rico says, I remember that time you streamed in the parking lot of the death metal concert. Yeah. I did 3 hours and waiting for my son. He says, got to learn how to do the death metal growl. Put the fear guy. Yeah, dude, I can't do it. My son does, man. Yeah, dude, in my house, it sounds like somebody's being violently murdered at all times. My daughter looks at me sometimes. She's watching a show and I come home and I'm like, oh my God. She's like, all day, daddy, all day with this kid. He's like, it's like, and he's actually like good at it. Like as far as that stuff is, like he's good at it. So, but yeah, remember the guy banging on my car, Rico?
Yeah.
Remember that shit, Gunny? He banged on my car. I was in there. I'm just in there hanging out. He punches my car. I got out. I was ready to. I said, "Tell him I'm glad he didn't turn around because I'm old and I'm probably nowhere near what I think I am." So you know what I mean. And get out, and go, "What's up?" And then I swing once and miss, and I'm exhausted.
He said, "I swing one miss."
Oh shit! I'm in trouble now.
Hey man, just kidding.
I used to love a little roll around, but man, I don't know. It's been 2 decades at least. I can't even remember the last time I got into a fist fight, but I was ready. I got mace in my car. I got all sorts.
4 years for me.
How many? 4?
4 years since my last fist fight.
Really? What happened?
Yeah. Somebody was a little disrespectful to the wife.
Ooh.
I wasn't a fan of it, and
let them know.
I respectfully asked them to shut the fuck up. They didn't listen. So I pushed them first. I did. Shouldn't have done that. Should have been the bigger person. I did. They swung. I did what I'm trained to do. It was fun. Then I had to leave because I couldn't get arrested because, the Marine Corps and all. That'd have been a bad day for a gunnery sergeant to be getting arrested for fist fighting at a club downtown Houston. So, yeah, did what I had to do and then left. Quick little chokehold.
That's right.
Went night, and I got out of there.
Yeah, Jeremy's in the private chat saying he could slap you around. He's not afraid of you.
Oh, yeah, Jeremy's been saying this for quite some time.
He likes you, though,
he says the only reason I'm safe is because he likes me. Like, I don't want no trouble, Jeremy. I don't want no trouble. Anybody named Chaos has to have something up their sleeves that I'm not ready for. So you got me there, bud.
Yeah. Furious Grim. I know, right, man. It's like, hey, dude, right. Like Gunny said, somebody's going to do so. You gotta. It's just, I don't care how old I am. Snowball says one swing and done. Well, that's the thing. It's funny because I used to make sure, like, just in an earlier life, I used to make sure that I didn't load up and throw a haymaker real fit because that's, it's a stupid move. You know what I mean? Like you get yourself into trouble with that. So it's like you gotta just calmly see what's going on, and you generally speaking, unless they're a good. Nowadays, everybody's MMA. It's a different world. When I was growing up, everybody was just a loudmouth. So if you knew how to fight a little bit, which I did, you could just calmly just go, okay, well, that's what this guy is. And just take care of them. But you throw the haymaker, and if you miss, you expend too much energy. It's
a wrap.
You know what's funny, Gunny? I got into a fight. Well, a friend of mine is a professional wrestler, right? And there in my town, I come from a town called Lake Hiawatha. And oddly enough, Lake Hiawatha has a wrestling school there, professional wrestling school. Mm-hmm. And it's been there since like the early 80s. And like some of the most famous wrestlers in the world used to train there. The Wild Samoans, like in the olden days, like Mr. Wonderful, Lou Albano was there, Jimmy Snuka, all those guys. And so my buddy, we used to see him all the time walking around. There was we had a sub shop in town, and all their pictures were there. And it was like this whole thing, this little shit 1 square mile town that I grew up in was like famous for all these wrestlers. So my friend ended up going to that school, and then like once a month they would have a big thing and a big wrestling show, and we'd all go and we'd get drunk and we'd hang out. And we were loud, and we would root our friend on, and we'd buy into the whole shtick, you know, boo to the bad guys, and we did the whole thing. It was fun. It was a great time. And my buddy ended up, making. He's been on WWF a lot, ECW, all that kind of stuff. That's awesome. But yeah. So one night, dude, the cameraman from like local camera show, TV, Channel 13 or whatever the hell it was. He was in a bad mood, and like, so we all hung out after the show. We're all in the crowd, like smoking cigarettes, talking there. And this guy just drives. I shit you not, dude. He's in a minivan, and he just drives maybe like 3-4 miles an hour, nothing crazy, but he just doesn't stop, and he drives through our crowd. He just drives through us. And I remember I grabbed this one girl and put her out of the way. And I punched his window. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he gets out. He's like, don't make me kill you. And I said, I'd love to see you kill me.
You try. Right? I mean, honestly.
So it was the funniest thing, Gunny. So this guy, he's like, and right, he's doing all this stuff. I'm smacking him. I'm tagging him. And after he gets tired, I look at him. I said, hey, I'm loading up the haymaker for you. Okay, I'm loading it up right now. I said, do you want it? Do you want this? Because I've been playing with you for the last 30 seconds. I'm loading it up. I'm all in a wrestling mood, you know? I'm all like, I'm going to jump off the top of the van. But I said, do you want it? And he goes, no. So listen to this, dude. So he runs inside. I go and get in my truck and everything. Everybody's leaving. Like 10 minutes later, I get in my truck. And I pull out. Oh, no, I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse at a time. But anyway, so I get in my car and I pull out, and all these wrestlers come out with the owner of the place. They're all still in uniform. So there's like pink leotards, and there's a guy dressed as a Tongan war hero. You know, he's like big, all the stuff, the costumes. And they stand and they make a line in front of the street, and they block me. So there's all these wrestlers going, you're not going anywhere. And I'm like, I get out. I said, dudes, are you this for real? This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. What are you guys doing? What the fuck is this? And the guy goes, you beat up my cameraman. I said, dude, that guy ran over a girl with his car. He's like, he did what? And the rest was also, oh, we got to talk to him. They're all.
Little change of tone real quick. Little change of tone.
It was so far. I said, dude. I told those guys, I said, guys, listen, we're not in the ring. Okay. My punch is going to be real. Just so we know that if we do this, you know, if we do this, I'm not, it's not choreographed. I'm going to go in my car and get my blackjack.
I always tell anybody that I've ever trained or that I know, like, if you're going to get into a fight, man, you need to go ahead and put the person to sleep to get away from it. That's how you de-escalate a situation. Put the person to sleep, get away from it, because the last thing you want to do is to knock somebody down, turn your back, and then things can get bad. So, yeah, I don't get into a fight without the intention of putting that person to sleep, whether it's through knocking them out or choking them out. One way or another, they're going to sleep, so I can actually de-escalate the situation. People tend to calm down real quickly when they get, like, laid out. People don't want to play around anymore. So, yeah, like you said, warning him right there and then, like, hey, there's only one solution here. You're gonna go to sleep.
Right. I'm about to throw this one. I've been keeping it back for you. Right. I mean, a little smack. I was doing that. Oh, it's funny. Anyway.
Matt said it beautifully. That was a story that I did not see that turn coming. Matt just posted in the chat, GreenBean needs to write a book about all of his stories. I agree 1,000%.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man, it's a crazy world, dude. I don't know how it all happens, but it did. It's all real.
Netflix documentary, The Life of GreenBean. Because I'd watch it.
Well, you know, Gunny, if I ever achieve anything where people, you know, maybe we'll see, you know, but Yeah, because if I do it now, I'll sell 40 copies. I'll put on all this work, you know. So all right, look, we're gonna bring Wat2K on and do a little trivia. Let's see what Wat2K's got for. He's been beating us lately, man. He's been the offseason hero.
The last couple of weeks.
Wat2K is the epitome of a New York Jets fan. He does his best work in the offseason. Here he comes. Well, hey, look at him. He's got the belt.
I got the belt. He's ready to go.
Oh, that's amazing.
GreenBean, can I be your tag team partner?
Yeah, man. With the dude, anybody who carries the belt around can hang out with me, buddy.
I'd be the complete chicken shit heel, because I'm like 5'8", 180 on a good day. I'd get a few shots in, but then I like cower in the corner. And then, when, after the ref gets a little separation, a good low blow. Yeah, I come on, Matt leaves. Why am I not surprised by that?
Yeah. Well, you know who you look like? I see you, O'Leary. Good hanging, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. You know who you look like, though, now that do you remember Jimmy Hart? You look just like him. Hold on.
He's like 80 years old. He still has dark hair.
Yeah.
He's up there, man. Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is Wat2K.
All right, really? Okay.
Well, now that you say it.
Yeah, this is my pose. Yeah. So.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Here he is.
No, I love old school wrestling, man.
Here's Wat2K. This is Wat2K. This is. Come on with this. All right. Here we go.
This is gonna be sad.
All right, there he is.
I mean, come on. I gotta shave a little bit, and I gotta get the mullet going.
You need the mullet. We need the mullet.
I need the mullet. My dad still has
there.
a mullet, and he's in his 70s. Amazingly enough, so I need to I need to get my dad's mullet going on, and dress a little bit like that, and get a megaphone, and But he's like 75, 80 years old. And like I said, dark hair, just like Jerry Lewis maintained for all those years. I don't know how he pulled it off.
That's funny. Dude, Wat2K is totally Jimmy Hart. That is fantastic.
I got like the Mike Piazza comparisons when I was in college. I once had a gay flight attendant say that I looked like Ben Affleck, which was just weird. But,
yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Mike Piazza is a little bit more complimentary than Jimmy Hart. It's not intended, but it's funny that you had the belt for a minute there. I just saw it, especially when you said I'd be the sneaky heel. I'm like, exactly. He's Jimmy Hart, the megaphone, talking shit. You're a loser, and then he runs away. I'll kick your ass. Oh yeah, no.
I don't know if a good gimmick would be giving out trivia questions and just stumping everybody. I don't know if that's going to get over, but
maybe
one day.
Cuca Lake wants, and he said, I came in late. Did I miss a GreenBean crack story? No crack. Man, not this time. I might have got crack later that night, but I don't know. It was always around. Let's bring Jeremy on too. We'll say hello to Jeremy. Jets Lounge Chaos, and we'll do our trivia. So guys, the mouth of the South, Howard. Exactly right. You know the rules. We have 4 minutes to answer Wat2K's trivia question. We use the honor system here. We ask you not to use search engines. Any 4-year-old can find the answer on a search engine. So we want to see if we can get the answer. Throw your answers in the chat. We are all on the same team except for Wat2K. So he's trying to beat us. We're trying to beat him. Wat2K, you're up.
Okay, well, I wanted to do a trivia question in memory of Jim Turner, the Jets place kicker who passed away 5 days ago.
Right.
Had a long career in the NFL. It was like 15 years. Won the Super Bowl with the Jets. Went on to Denver. Not long after that, was inducted into their Ring of Honor. So Jim Turner was one of 2 kickers in NFL history to make the Super Bowl with multiple teams. Only 2 other kickers have done that. Your job is to not only name the 2 kickers, but name the franchises that they made the Super Bowl with.
All right. Well, first is Adam Vinatieri. If Adam Vinatieri did it with the Patriots and the Colts. How many kickers? 2?
There's 2. Besides Jim Turner, there's 2 that did it. And yes, Vinatieri is one.
All right. Jeremy, what's your answer? Come on.
Oh, jeez. Who's the one that went? The one for Buffalo went wide right?
No,
I don't think he played.
Norwood. It is not Scott Norwood.
No, it's not Norwood.
Let's see what the chat says. Lee Cravat.
Oh shoot.
Jets mess. He's like he wasn't here all night. At least he wasn't chatting. He goes Lee Cravat.
I got a feeling I used a bad website. This was a tough thing to research. Rather than go through every single. I think I just realized another one as well. Yep, I think there's actually If I said 2, I think I meant 3. So yeah, I think
Pat
there's
Leahy
one
didn't
other.
make. I was going to say Nick Folk as well, but I can't remember if he even ever made a Super Bowl. Did he? I don't think. Maybe the Pats. Did he?
Nick Folk, no. No, he's been like with the Cowboys, the Jets, the Buccaneers. No.
Rico the Pup.
I believe Gold is one. Yeah, I do
Gold.
believe Gold did it. I wasn't sure that Gold did it, but I think he did. Yeah, with the Bears against the Colts and the 49ers. I believe he did. He did make it.
Yeah, Rico and Fierce Grim had that one. Mike Nugent.
Mike Nugent is incorrect. Harlan Abraham, Robbie Gold is definitely not a punter. No. I was living in Chicago for all those years when he was with the Bears. He's definitely a kicker.
All right, so come on, guys. I did my part. I got us Adam Vinatieri. Lorenzo Malden. Did he do it for 2
It's
teams?
always Lorenzo Malden. If not Lorenzo Malden,
when in doubt, it's Lorenzo Malden.
Right. All right, let me Y2K. Can we have an era?
You got to go back a little. You got to go 20th century, but not like early
20th
Super Bowl
century.
days. 20th century. So 1980s, 90s ish, maybe 70s.
Okay.
It's a Steeler. It's a Steeler kicker. Someone he did it once with the Steelers. That's what I'm thinking. That's in my head. I'm trying to remember the kicker from the Steelers.
It's going to be hard to pull this.
I think you could get it. I really do.
I know Janikowski. He didn't make a Super Bowl at all. He did with the Raiders, though. He did.
Yeah, with the Raiders.
He made it with one, but did he ever kick with anybody other than the Raiders?
I don't think
just
so.
the Raiders.
I don't think he did. I think it was a career-long Raider. I'll give you this hint. He did not do it with 2 teams. He did it with 3 teams.
Oh,
jeez.
Yeah.
All right, so we got some answers here. Vanderjagt?
Not Vanderjagt, no. The
Jan
idiot
Stenerud?
kicker. No, not Jan Stenerud. Definitely one of the best ever. But the guy from Ace Ventura, yes, it was Ray Finkel.
Ray Finkel did it.
The laces were in.
Uh-huh. Matt Barr. Ooh.
What?
Oh no, he was.
I'm sorry.
What was the? Oh no, I had a guy in my brain. He was a punter. How about Pete Gagalak?
Pete Gogolak, I believe it was. No, it's not Pete
Oh,
Gogolak.
I thought he wrote
It's sad that I know that.
That was funny.
It looks like we got I see a correct answer in the chat.
Jason Myers?
No, it is not Jason Myers, but I do see the correct answer.
What teams? Carl Malden.
So Jeremy was right. So he was the kicker on the last Steelers team that made the Super Bowl during that whole 70s era against the Rams. He also made it with the Giants and the Patriots.
Carl Malden?
Carl Malden.
Who?
It was Matt Barr.
Matt Barr.
Really? Matt Barr.
That's a kicker who was willing to tackle. Yeah.
He didn't get the teams. Y2K gave him the teams. We were never going to get it.
Yeah, the team. So
I'll tell you
Pittsburgh,
what.
he was with the Giants in 1990 and with the Patriots in 95 with Parcells.
Amazing.
Long career.
And there goes the clock. Yep. So, yeah, Barr had a pretty long career and super, super clutch. I mean, it's a big kicks against the Niners and against the Bills in that 1990 season. So there you go.
Pete Gagalak. All right. Well, we did it. We did it, kind of.
I'll give it to you, kind of. The fact that I didn't mention Gold, yeah, we'll give you credit.
Right. We did it. We got more than enough, the judges say. Right, judges? The judges are going to give it to us.
Judges agree.
All right.
Yep.
That's right.
W.
Well, good stuff, man. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight, man. Thank you, Y2K. That was good stuff.
Thank you.
I want to remind everybody, Aaron Rodgers is a New York Jets quarterback. I'm not sure if you knew that. If you forgot, we also have a guy named Garrett Wilson that he's going to be throwing the ball to. If you're feeling down, just think of those 2 guys, and you're going to be okay. With that all said, we're going to end the show. Jeremy, you got anything coming up you want to tell anybody about?
Just the normal Wednesday shows for now. We'll pick it up as we get closer to the season.
And Jeremy and I will be doing the live streams for the games. It's going to be weird this year, man. I don't even know how I'm going to do it, all this night shit. I really don't know. Any year, but this
when is the
year,
Hall of Fame game?
What?
The whole August 3rd, I think.
August 3rd or 4th, yeah.
When is the Hall of Fame game?
August
That'll be our
3rd.
first game back.
It's the 3rd or the 4th, right?
Huh?
It's either the 3rd or the 4th.
I think it's the 3rd. I think the game is on the 3rd and the induction is on the 4th. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I got it backwards. Y2K, what do you got?
Yeah, Thursday, August 3rd, 8 p.m. Well, I'll tell you what, we did a you all right up there? You right up there, Gunny? We did a 53-man roster projection video a couple days ago, and that thing's got over 1,500 views, which is pretty fantastic.
Wow,
I'm super
nice.
happy about that. Done a little bit of hockey lately, a little bit of baseball lately, and I'm working on a brand new intro video. Not radically different than the current one, but just enough to make it a little bit fresh. And hey, a week from tomorrow, I'm going to be in Philadelphia for a couple of days. I'll be eating my way through the city, and I plan on videoing that trip and doing a little video documentary of that, and maybe a little baseball thrown in as well. So I am definitely excited to be doing that.
Yeah, there you go. He's going to be eating his way through the city. I like how he put that. Gunny, what do you got cooking, friend?
Yeah, just lots of Twitter battles. I've been going back and forth with a lot of the Dolphins and Bills fans and Patriots fans. A lot of delusional Patriots fans are thinking that they're legitimately a team to be worried about. I find that to be comical. But yeah, you can catch me on Twitter, Instagram every now and again, but more so on TikTok, Facebook, and of course on YouTube. Just battling it out on behalf of Jets fans everywhere, making sure that these fools understand that this ain't the same old Jets. And I can't wait for us to win the division this season. It's going to be great.
It is going to be great. I'm with Gunny. Guys, Jets Pod 120 is out now. I'm also throwing some reels up there. There's a really funny reel up there right now, man. It made me laugh so hard. You guys got – you know what? I'm going to show you before we leave. I know. It's very ADD of me, but I'm going to do it. This is for Gunny because there's military ranks involved.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
Let's see. It's this poor kid. You can see he's being so motivated by by his peers. And it's such a big mistake that they make him make. All right, hold on. You can see the hesitation. He does not want to do this, but they make him. So here we go. And it makes me laugh so much. All right, guys. So we'll do this and then we'll wrap this up. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Here we go.
Do it.
Freaking Lance Corporals and PFCs.
Oh, man.
Look at him. He's like, I don't want to.
Do it.
Do it. They fucking make him do it.
Do it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's like when we signed Carl Lawson the first year.
That's pretty accurate. That's something
Yeah,
that would happen in the barracks. That's pretty accurate.
Right? It's like, it's so funny, man. It just makes me laugh. It's like the poor kid. I don't do it. Come on. I never seen the toast. It's funny. I've stuck, my mother told me my whole life, don't stick the knife in the toaster. And I'm like, but it's not when it's down. You know what I mean? Like it's up, but the push button, but that thing being down, that's a whole different story. Now you guys know, don't do that. Okay. Now we know my mother was right. So guys, with that all said, have a great evening, everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and go follow and like these fellas as well. It's important. It's the only way we grow here on YouTube, and it's appreciated. We had a good time tonight. Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah!
You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there. You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets, Jets.